So sit comfortably with your feet on the ground. Sit forward on your chair. Close your eyes. And just start to notice your breath. So you're just watching the way air is moving in and out. Notice if it's easy to breathe through both nostrils or if one is a little more open than the other today. And is your breath shallow? Is it deep? Is it fast or slow? And see if you can start to slow the breath down. And as you slow the breathing, imagine your body, your torso, like a balloon. And on the inhalations, you're inflating that balloon. And on the exhalations, you're letting the air out of the balloon. So with each subsequent inhalation, you're going to try and fill that balloon a little bit more. Every time you breathe in, it's like you're filling that balloon a little bit more. And every time you breathe out, you're just letting the air out of the balloon. And since your torso is like a balloon, it needs all parts to fill. So not just your belly, but your ribs, your chest, your shoulders, your back. It's three-dimensional. And as you're filling and emptying your body, as you're watching the breath move in and out, long, slow, deep breaths, turn your attention to your mind and notice your thoughts. And you might notice, are you here yet? Have you arrived? Or are you still wherever you were before you got here in your mind? Or are you maybe somewhere else? Maybe somewhere you're going after this? So if you find your thoughts in the past or in the future, you're just going to call your attention to your breath. And as you breathe in, you can repeat to yourself silently, I'm breathing in. And on the exhalations, you can repeat silently to yourself, I'm breathing out. So repeating these two little phrases, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out, serves as a way to anchor the mind. Brings you into the present moment. Your body is slowly filling and emptying with air like a balloon. Your mind is reminding you that you're breathing in, you're breathing out. As you continue with these long, slow, deep breaths, on your inhalations, you're going to sweep your arms out to the sides and bring them up overhead. And on those long, slow exhalations, you're going to let the arms slowly float out to the sides and all the way down. So it's a nice, slow movement with your eyes closed if you can. Everybody's moving at a different pace because our inhalations and exhalations may not be synchronized, and that's okay. And that's why it's good to keep your eyes closed so that you don't synchronize with somebody who's in front of you or beside you, because then you're not breathing in your way, you're breathing in their way. And you can stay moving the arms up and down with the body upright, or if you'd like, the next time that you inhale and your arms come up overhead, instead of just bringing the arms out to the sides, you're going to hinge forward from your hips. You're going to come all the way forward and let your fingers sweep down toward the floor. And then inhale and come back up. And you can do this with your eyes open or closed. It's completely up to you. Some people find it a little disorienting to keep the eyes closed and move the body like this. So again, just try and breathe at your pace. So try not to follow anybody else. This is really about your breath. And as you come forward, how close can you get your fingertips to the floor? And the next time that you come up and have your hands up overhead, you're going to hold there and breathe. So we're reaching the arms. Now your arms might be up here, they might be down here, wherever you are getting the most benefit for your arms and shoulders, that's where you're going to be. As you inhale, feel the lower part of your rib cage expand out like a bell. And as you exhale, that bell kind of collapses a little bit. So we're breathing in and out into the bell of the ribs. And as you do this breathing, you might notice that your shoulders rise up a little bit. It might be getting hard to keep your arms up overhead. Keep reaching up through your fingers. Keep strengthening your arms so you get the arms nice and strong. All the muscles and tissues there are nice and strong. You're breathing in and breathing out. And with your next exhalation, sweep your arms out to the sides. Bring them down about halfway. Keep your palms facing up. And then we're just going to bend the elbows and bring the elbows in close to the body with the hands out to the sides. So as you inhale, you're going to bring your arms out like you're serving on a platter on each side. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your elbows in and keep the hands up, right? So you don't want to drop your platters. So we're breathing in and extending and breathing out and bending. Just a couple more times doing this. And then hold your hands in a comfortable position with the palms up. Again, it's like you've got platters on either hand, and spread your fingers nice and wide so they're really actively engaged here. So you're going to, on your inhalation, take your right hand and bring the platter up like you're bringing it up overhead. Don't let your hand slip like this. You want to keep that palm flat to the ceiling. And as you exhale, lower down. As you inhale, do the left side. So again, we're just coming up as high as we can. Your shoulder might limit you, your elbow might limit you, your wrist or hand might limit you. So each time you breathe in, see if you can lift that tray up and down. And we're just going one side to the other. And I always find it's helpful to look at the hand that's doing the lifting, because then I can monitor, am I really keeping my palm flat, or am I letting it move in some way? And how about just one more time on each side, lifting up as you breathe in and lowering down. And when you've completed your second one, we're still holding those platters. We're just going to bring the hands forward so that your hand and your elbow are kind of in the same plane here. And then you're going to tuck your elbows in really close to your rib cage. So snuggle the elbows in nice and tight. It's like your arm is glued to your body. And then we're going to just rotate the hands out and back. So keeping the elbows tight to the body. We're working very specifically in the shoulder joint area, right? So we're just coming out. It should feel like a bit of a, what am I trying to say? A bit of discomfort or a bit of a stretch for us. I don't mean stretch like you're stretching your muscles, but like this is something that I don't do very often. It's a stretch for my movement, my mind, how my mind moves, how my body moves. Just a couple more. Good, so we're doing this little rotation. Excellent. Okay, and the next time that your hands are out to the sides, we're going to hold here and breathe and see if you can pull the hands back a little bit more. So you might feel this in your shoulder blade area, right? Kind of squeezing the shoulder blades together a little bit, trying to pull the hands out. You might feel it up and through here, especially if you've had a shoulder injury. This is one of the movements that they have you do in physical therapy, this kind of backward and back and forth movement to get those muscles rehabilitated. And then with your next inhale, you're going to raise your arms out to the sides. Keep your palms lower than your shoulders. And then you're going to turn your palms down, around, and back. Good. And then switch the other way. So we're just doing this rotation now for the upper arm in the shoulder socket, right? So rotating the arm, the hand is sort of I guess the hand is like the rudder, right? So the hand is kind of steering how the whole ship is going here. Now, if you'd like, when you rotate your palms back, see if you can round through your upper back and your shoulders a little bit. And then when you roll your palms up and back, squeeze your shoulder blades and press your chest forward a little bit. So we're getting some movement here in the very upper part of the back, right? Relax your neck and jaw though, so don't let your neck get really tense when you're doing this if you can. Good. Couple more. You guys are doing great. This is not easy. We're asking a lot of the muscles, the tissue. Good. How about one more time we rotate around and back? Just one more full rotation. Good, and then you can release your arms, let them hang down by your sides. Close your eyes and just kind of take a moment and notice and feel here. And then you can let your eyes open. We're going to take the right arm, and as you inhale, sweep the right arm behind you. And as you exhale, sweep it over to the left. So breathing in, we're sweeping the arm back, and breathing out, we're sweeping the arm forward. And try and make this movement from the shoulder. In other words, you don't want to turn your body. You want to keep your body facing forward as best you can. But we're just really doing some movement here for the shoulder muscles that come from the front of the body in the chest, and the shoulder muscles that come from the back of the body into the upper part of the back. Just a couple more of these. Great. We're getting a little wrist rotation here too, right? So your wrist is turning down. And the next time your arm is back there, you're going to hold it. So imagine you've got a tray back there, right? You've got a tray, and your arm is behind you on the right, and you're going to turn your upper body and your head to the left. So we're getting more of a stretch. Keep your chin down toward your shoulder. So if your chin is lifting up toward the ceiling, see if you can pull it down toward the shoulder a little bit. Take some breaths. Great. And then unwind. We're going to bring that hand back to the lap. Take a moment. Close your eyes and just kind of feel. Notice what you feel here. Right side, left side. And then let's go to the other side. So inhale, the arm comes back behind you. Exhale as you turn your palm down and go across your body to the right. So it's a nice slow movement. And again, try not to turn your whole body, so you're keeping your torso facing forward as best you can as you bring the arm out behind you. And you might notice that you have more range on this side when you go back, or maybe you had more range on the other side when you went back. Just a couple more of these. And the next time that you have your hand behind you, whenever you get there, we're just going to hold it in that position. And you're really reaching your hand out so your palm is up like you've got a tray there. And we're going to turn the head and maybe the upper part of the shoulders to the right a little bit. So you can feel that stretch on that left side. If your chin is up, if it's lifting up, see if you can bring it down toward your shoulder. Nice deep breaths in and out. And then let's release and unwind. Bring that hand back to your lap. Close your eyes for just a second. Just notice. Take a breath in and out. Notice right side, left side. Eyes open. Let's stretch the fingers and the hands a little bit. So bring your fingers up toward the ceiling and then see if you can grab all four of them and pull them back on the right side or left side, whichever you choose. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So we're just kind of going back and forth a little bit. So you can have your elbow bent or you can have it straight, whatever feels okay for you. Let's go back to that first side. And then the second side. And now instead of having your fingers up toward the ceiling, you're going to turn your hand so your fingers are down, and we're going to pull back that way. So right side or left side, whichever is your first side. And then other side, same thing. And when you pull, when the fingers are down like this, generally the elbow is bent. But if it feels okay to straighten your elbow, you can do that too. So get the fingers down. And one more time on this side. Good. Okay, and then let's do some circles for the wrists. All right. And then we're going to do a little bit of movement for the fingers. So first fingers to thumbs, then second fingers, then third and fourth, and then go back to third, second, and first. So we're just kind of like running the scales, right? So you're tapping the tips of your fingers one at a time to your thumbs, and see how quickly you can go. And breathe. Try not to hold your breath as you're doing this, right? And sometimes it's good to look to see what's going on there. Sometimes it's better not to see. So it really depends. So we're just getting a little bit of dexterity in the fingers here today. Okay. And then you can kind of let that go. Shake it out a little bit. Okay, let's take the right arm, and we're going to make a little swan neck. So bend your elbow, have the back of your wrist right up toward your shoulder, and then we're just going to press out and come back, right? So that's the whole movement, pressing out. And if you can imagine your shoulder between two panes of glass, so there's a piece of glass here on the front and a piece of glass on the back, you want to see if you can keep your movement in that plane. In other words, you don't want to be moving out and around. You want to be going as straight out as you can and then as straight back as you can. Good. Excellent. And the next time you come out, you're going to press out here, and then you're going to take that arm up overhead, palm of your hand up toward the ceiling, press out through the heel, then bend your elbow. See if you can bring the palm of your hand to the side of your face. So your fingers are facing down. And then come up, come back to your little swan neck, out again, up, bend, hand to the face, up, little swan neck, good, and breathe as you're doing this. So that's the whole movement, right? We're just doing this movement up to the face and down. And one more time, just one more time. Doing the best you can with this. We're asking a lot of the shoulder this morning. Good. And then you can release that arm. Let your hand rest on your lap. Close your eyes for a moment. Breath in, breath out, just noticing. And then let's go to the other side. So left side now, we're just going to start with a little swan neck and press out and in, right? Just out and in. Get that sense of being between two panes of glass here, so you're working in one plane. We're just going out and in. We're not going forward or backward or up overhead. We're just doing that as easily as we can. Now when you come in, if you can bend your wrist, like you're trying to bring the back of your wrist to your shoulder, that's a little more wrist work here too. So for anybody who's got something going on in the wrist, this is a good thing to do. A couple more. Just doing this movement, great. And then the next time that you come out, we're going to go up overhead. Palm is reaching toward the ceiling, then bend your elbow. See if you can get the palm of your hand to your face. Up, back to your little swan neck. So let's do 4 more on this side. So nice and slow. And again, you're just doing what you can, right? So if your shoulder doesn't allow you to bring the arm up overhead, you could still kind of do this movement, right? You could get the hand as close as it can be. And I've lost count. That's 2? No? Somebody's saying, no, that's way more than 2. All right. How about 1 more? I don't know where we are, but we're just going to do 1 more. Excellent. And down. Good. And then release that. So just kind of take a moment. You might circle your wrists or roll your shoulders. Just kind of notice what you feel in there. So we got the elbows, the wrists, the hands involved. We're going to get a little more of the fingers involved now. So I'm going to have you take your right hand, your thumb and first finger together, and you're going to go out to the side. You're going to come up overhead. Palm of the hand is up toward the ceiling. And then see if you can bring your hand down. Get your hand on your face and your finger and thumb like a little spyglass, right? So the palm of your hand is on your face. Yep. If it's like that, that's okay. But see if you can twist it around so you get it like that position. And then come up overhead and down. Let's try that 1 more time, just so we can get it. So you got your thumb and first finger together. Palm goes up toward the ceiling. Then bend your elbow. It's like your fingers are coming into your face. Palm is still up toward the ceiling. And then you really got to bend to get it that way, right? There you go. And breathe. Most important. And then release that. Come all the way down. Let's do that twice on the other side, just for fun, right? So thumb and first finger. We're going to go out, go up overhead. You reach, reach, reach. So you really want to reach to get as much length through the joints as you can. You're going to bend your elbow. See if you can get that hand on your face and the thumb and first finger up toward your eye. So you got like a little spyglass there. And then up and back down. Let's try that 1 more time. So coming up, breathing in, breathing out. Bend your elbow. Palm. Yeah. So your little finger is closer to your ear. And then all the way down. So let me just describe that a little bit better. So if you bring your arm up and your little finger is away from your ear like that, we want to turn this so the little finger is closer to the ear. So there's a little bit of a wrist. You gotta not only twist at the wrist, but you also gotta rotate a little at the elbow and some at the shoulder as well, right? We're not done. So you have more opportunities. So now instead of doing your thumb and first finger, we're going to go to the right and do the thumb and the second finger. Okay, so this is a little bit different in how we're accessing, in how we're moving the tissue in the arm. And a lot of this movement that we're doing now has great benefit for the nerves and blood vessels in your arms. So just think of that. So we're going to take the thumb and first finger on the right. We're going to go out to the side. We're going to go up overhead. Now this is a little harder. It's going to get harder as we go along. You're going to bend the elbow. You're going to keep the palm up toward the ceiling, and then see if you can get the thumb and second finger right in there, right? Now your first finger probably doesn't know what to do. Mine feels like it wants to go up my nose. Like it's just not sure why it's hanging out there, but that's okay. And then we're going to come up and all the way down. Right? A little harder to do. I'm going to shake that hand out. I'm going to go right over to the left. Thumb and second finger. All right? So extend the other fingers as best you can. We're going to go out to the sides and up. So stretch, stretch, stretch. Bend the elbow. So your little finger is closest to your face at this point. And let's see if we can get that little spyglass thing going there. Now my ring finger is trying to go in my mouth. So it's like my other fingers have no idea what they're supposed to be doing here. Up your nose. Yeah, right? It's like trying to go into all the orifices. And then go all the way up and down. Excellent job. All right. Thumb and ring finger on the right. Oh boy is right. So this gets a little harder now, right? So we're going to go out to the side, up overhead. So the palm of your hand is up toward the ceiling. And then you're going to come down. Now, if you need to give an assist, by the way, you can take your other hand and assist yourself. So you're going to try and get that little spyglass there, right? It's a lot less spyglassy right now. It's more like when your glasses slide down your nose. That's what happens. This is what it feels like to me too, right? So see if you can look through the little hole there, right? It's kind of like your glasses have slid down. And then come all the way up and down. All right. Let's let the left side have some fun. So thumb and ring finger together. Go out to the side. Breathe in, breathe out. That's all you need to do. Breathe in, breathe out. You're bending. You're going to see if you can, again, you can give a little assist here if you need to. Bring the hand to the face. So now you might notice your spyglass. It's like your glasses slid down your face. So see if you can look down through that little hole that your fingers have created, your finger and thumb. And then lift up. Come all the way out. Excellent. All right. Last but not least, we got the baby finger. So we got that little okay sign with the baby finger now. We go out to the side. Up. Oh boy. See if you can do this. That looks nothing like a spyglass to me. But it's okay. See if you can kind of look down through that hole a little bit. Can't even see the hole. Just go for it, wherever your eyeballs can go. And then we'll come up and out. Great. Let's do the same on the left. So baby finger and thumb going out, up. Bend your elbow. See if you can get the hand somewhere in the vicinity of your face. See if you can look out through that little hole, if you can find the hole. If you can't, fake it. You're just going in the general direction. And then release that. Come all the way back down. Great job, everybody. And what's that? You see the ceiling when you do that. So you have to turn it down, right? Okay, so you thought we're done, right? But we're not. So we're going to do all 4 fingers to the thumbs. And instead of just having fun on one side, we're going to do both sides at the same time, right? So get your thumbs and fingers together, but don't squeeze them really tight. Just make it like a nice loose little, the more relaxed you are in your hand, the easier this is going to be when we go to turn, right? So bring your arms up, right? And then turn your palms up toward the ceiling, right? So you've got all your fingers together. And now see if you can bring both down and get them near your face. Now this is nothing like a spyglass to me, but I can look down. It's like looking into a microscope. So look down through those 2 holes that you've got, right? Can you all see the floor? Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to slowly turn to the right and left. It's like you're inspecting the floor through this microscope. Got it? So just turn as far as you can. You can turn from your waist, your ribs, keep your elbows lifted, keep your breath flowing. I know this is kind of weird, but this is really good for us. So we're moving the body in some really complex way right now. Keep going just one more time. And then coming back to that center position, let's take the arms up overhead, reach them out to the sides and all the way down. Whew. Let's roll the shoulders a little bit here. Turn your head, maybe shake out your arms a little bit. Let your hands rest on your lap, close your eyes, and let's just kind of take a moment to appreciate the complexity of movement that we just did. We involved everything from the fingers up to the head, so including the eyes, right? So we were moving the eyes in the eye sockets. You had to really look down at that last one. You had to maybe look down at some of the other ones when we did the other fingers, maybe in a way that you don't have to do with your first finger. So let's take a nice breath in for appreciation of that and let it go with a sigh. Let your eyes open. And then we're going to take the legs and extend out onto your heels. So I'm going to hold on to my chair because my pants are a little slippery this morning. So if you have slippery pants too, you might do that. And we're just going to squeeze and extend the toes. Squeeze and extend. And don't make it be a squeeze and release. It's a squeeze and an extend. So you're actually really working in that extension as well. And when you extend the toes, it's like you're trying to bring them far away from one another. It's like doing the fist and the starfish with the hands, right? So we do the fist and the starfish with the feet. So we're just going to do this for a little bit here. Warm up the tissues in the feet, get some better blood flow in there. And see if you can go a little bit faster, right? So move in a way that challenges you a little bit. So if faster is easier, then go slower. And if slower is easier, then go faster. And as you're doing this, notice your toes. Are they all kind of independent? Or are some of them a little codependent? Yeah? They're all one bunch. They're the bunch. No separation. So see if on your starfish you can spread them out a little bit, right? Spread them out a little bit. Okay. And then let's keep the toes lifted toward the shins. So can you keep your toes lifted up toward your shins? So we're really activating them. Now you can have a little bend in your knees. That actually helps me stay on my chair. So with your toes lifted toward your shins, I'm going to ask you to push just your big toes away from your shins. Right? So it's like when we have the foot on the floor and we're pressing down with the, so it's just the big toes that's pressing away and coming back. And you're breathing. I didn't say that, but. And then hold your big toes up toward your shins. And now press all your little toes down and back. Good. Keep breathing. Couple more. Great. And then let's squeeze and extend the toes a few more times. Just squeeze and extend. All right. Okay. And then we're going to take just the right foot and we're going to point and flex. So your left heel is on the floor and that's giving you some support there. And in the left foot, the toes are still reaching toward the shin. And then we'll switch and we're going to bring the right heel to the floor, toes reaching toward the shin. And we're pointing and flexing that left foot. And you're breathing. And then going back to the right, we're going to take that foot and we're going to circle and make a really big circle here. Nice big slow circle. Kind of reach your toes as well. So we got movement in the ankle, the top of the foot, the bottom of the foot. Reverse direction. Nice breaths. And then that heel comes to the floor. Same thing on the other side. So nice, slow, big circles. Good, and then reverse that. And then heel comes back to the floor. So we still have the heels on the floor, toes are lifted. This is where you're going to want to hold on to your chair. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn the feet so the soles of the feet are looking toward each other. And then we're going to turn the feet so the soles of the feet are looking away from each other. So this is a whole leg movement. So you can feel it in your foot, your ankle, your knee, your hip. So as you turn the toes in, as you turn the soles of the feet in toward one another, the knees go out to the sides, the hips have to rotate laterally. And then as you turn the soles of the feet away from one another, the knees come in and the hips rotate in. So we're just kind of going back and forth here, just noticing. So we've got some movement here in the ankle, and you're getting that movement as much in the ankle as you possibly can. Try not to rely on the hips to do most of that movement. Good. Okay. And then let's bring the feet directly under the knees. So we've got a little bit of work in the toes, a little bit of work in the ankles now, and the feet as well. So let's do this. Let's have the your left foot, bring it forward a little bit so that the heel is slightly in front of your knee. You've got your tripod on the floor. So just for those who need a refresher, tripod is heel, big toe knuckle, little toe knuckle, right? So it's 3 points of contact. We want to keep that 3 points of contact on the floor. You're going to take your right foot and slide it back a little bit so that the heel is behind the knee, but again, your tripod is on the floor. So in other words, I could bring my foot way back here, but then my heel lifts. So I want to bring it to a place where my heel is on the floor. It's maybe a little bit of a challenge to have my foot there, but it's not like, oh, I don't think I can keep my heel on the floor here. Lift your right toes, spread them out nice and wide, and then place them down. So you can feel you've got a lot of real estate on the floor there, right? You get as much contact between your foot and the floor. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the right knee, bring the right knee out to the right as far as it will go while we still maintain contact with the whole foot on the floor. And then you're going to come in and do the same thing. So you're bringing the knee in as far as it will go, but don't let the foot come off the floor. In other words, I'll show you what I mean. So I could do it like this. I can bring my knee out, but see how my foot comes up? I want to keep the foot anchored and bring the knee out as far as it'll go. It won't go as far as you think. Okay, so we're just going back and forth here, out and in. And if you come to the in part and your right knee is banging into your left leg, you need to bring your feet a little wider apart. So I'm just I should have mentioned that first, but I didn't think of it. Okay, so we're really trying to keep the foot pressed into the floor, and we're bringing the knee out to the side and then into the inside. And you can feel that through the whole leg, yeah? You can feel it up into your hip. You might feel it around the knee. So you're breathing in and breathing out as you're doing this. So keep that foot flat on the floor. Don't let the foot come up. Good. One more time. Great. And then relax that, and we're simply going to switch. So you're going to take your right foot out just a little bit, so your heel slightly in front of your knee. This is called a split stance. So split stance is just like this. So you got one foot in front, one foot behind. And we're just doing that in a seated position. Your left foot, your heel is behind your knee a little bit. Okay? Left foot, lift your toes, spread them out nice and wide, place them down. And you're going to just push into that foot. So you don't want any part of that foot coming off the floor. Your tripods are kind of, think of it like this, suction cupped to the floor, right? Like everything is suction cupped to the floor. So you're just going to bring the knee out and bring the knee in. And breathe as you bring the knee out and bring the knee in. Don't let the foot come off the floor though, right? So when you come out, don't let this foot rise up. We're keeping that foot anchored into the floor. And the foot's not moving. Good. Keep breathing as you're doing this. And feel this. Maybe you're feeling it in the knee. Maybe you're feeling it in the lower leg. Maybe you're feeling it up into the hip or the thigh. Just keep the breath nice and smooth and steady. And just one more time, in and out, or out and in, wherever you're at. And then you can relax that. Let's extend the legs out a little bit. Keep the heels bent slightly. You're going to hold on to your chair, and you're just going to circle both ankles around a little bit here. And reverse direction. Great. And then bring your feet in, and we're going to just slide over to the right a little bit. So you're on that right side of your chair, and we're going to take the right foot and walk it out and walk it back. Walk it out and walk it back. All right. So we're warming up the hip socket a bit. And as you know, or maybe you know, the hip socket involves the top of your leg bone, your femur. It comes to a nice ball at the top of that leg bone. And then the socket part of that is your pelvic bone, right? So we're doing some movement here, some rotation into that joint. So the next time you have your leg out to the side, I'm going to have you hold there. So you're going to engage the muscles in the outside of your leg and pull your knee toward the wall behind you at the back of the room. So you're really pulling that knee there. Don't let your knee come forward. You're going to keep that knee pulling toward the back of the room as you turn your upper body to the left. So you're pulling your right knee toward the back wall. You're turning your upper body to the left. If you feel your knee come forward, just unwind your upper body, reposition that leg and re-anchor that leg, and then twist and breathe. So breathe deep into your ribs, into your belly, into your back. And then slowly unwind. Excellent. All right, so we're going to take that leg now, and we're going to extend it out with the heel on the floor and the toes reaching up toward the ceiling. So think about your upper body being on the same plane as your legs. So if there was a piece of glass in front of you and a piece of glass behind you, when you move to the right, you're moving in that plane, right? So you're not moving in this direction, you're moving in that plane. So here's a way to do that. Take your right hand down your right leg, take your left hand and place it on the back of your body. So just anywhere in here. Spread your fingers out nice and wide, because that's just going to give you a little anchor point. So keep that shoulder back, and now you're going to lean into that right side and then come back up. Good. So keep the toes reaching toward the shin, so don't let your toes relax. Breathe in and breathe out, and it doesn't matter when you inhale and exhale. Good. How about one more time? We're going to go over, and if you can, take your right arm up, stay in this leaning position, bring your hand down and let your fingers tap the chair. So we're not coming up with the body, we're keeping the body leaning to the right, we're just moving the arm and we're breathing as we're doing it. Good. The next time your hand comes down to your chair, you're going to come back up. Keep that leg extended now. You're going to hold on to the left side of your chair with your left hand. You're going to point your right toes. So some people are going to be able to get the toes on the floor. Some people, the toes are just going to go in that general direction, and that's okay. So you're all good here? You got your toes pointed? All right, so let me just describe this. So what we're going to do is a little bit of a balancing movement here. And we're going to balance on the left sitting bone. So your left side, that's the one with the knee bent. All right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to lean into that left side. I'm pointing through my right foot. I'm going to lean into the left side. I'm going to keep leaning till I get up onto that sitting bone, most of my weight on that left sitting bone. And then I'm going to use my right arm as a little bit of ballast to go up overhead so I can lift my right leg up off the floor and then come all the way back. Do you want me to describe that again? No? Yeah? You good? You got it? Okay. So we're going to do that 3 more times, okay? So what I want you to do, though, instead of like trying to launch yourself into it, I want you to come over really slowly and feel where you get to the tipping point. You'll feel that tipping point, right? So I'm coming over, I'm breathing. Doesn't matter when you inhale and exhale, just breathe. So as I come over, I can feel I've got more weight into that left sitting bone. If I take my right arm up, it gives me a little more reach, and then I can raise that right leg, and then how slowly can I come back down? So the strength building is in the release, right? So if I'm over here and I plop back down, I'm not getting the benefit of that contraction that has to maintain while I come back to this position. So 2 more times, right? Because I did say 3 more times, and we did 1. So I think my math is right. So we're going to start to lean, find that tipping point, breathe. As you come over, you can lean into your left hand if you want. See if you can raise your right leg a little higher, and then slowly come back. That looks great, you guys. Good. Take a breath. This is hard. This is not easy stuff. And then we're going to do 1 final time. So we're just leaning over, finding that tipping point, right? So I got my weight into my left sitting bone. I'm going to lean and remember I'm in between 2 pieces of glass. Good. And all the way back up. Excellent job, you guys. Let's bend that knee. Scoot the leg in. Come back to the center of your chair, and let's just pause here for a moment in the center of the chair. Let's just feel what's happening. Right side, left side. Maybe it feels like you're sitting in a, not on a flat surface, like you're sitting in a way that the right sitting bone is higher than the left sitting bone, or that your right leg is feeling a little bit different, or your hip. And then you can open your eyes, and we're going to scoot over to that left side a little bit. So on the left side, we're going to start just by walking the foot out and walking the foot back. We're just going back and forth with the foot. So all the work we did for the ankles, the work we did for the knee, and then we're doing a little bit of work here in the hip as well. And the next time that you have your knee out to the side, we're going to hold here, and you're going to pull the knee. So by engaging the muscles in the side of the hip and in the back here, we're pulling that knee toward the wall behind you. And as you hold the knee toward the wall behind you, you're going to twist your upper body to the right. And if that knee starts to come forward, I just want you to unwind your upper body, reposition the knee, hold it there really strongly, and then come back into your twist. And let's hold here just for 2 nice full breaths. And then you can unwind your upper body on your next exhale. And you're going to take your left leg, extend it out, have the heel on the floor and the toes reaching up toward the ceiling or up toward your shin. And again, imagining your torso between 2 panes of glass. So as we move over to that left side, I don't want to be rotating this way. I don't want to be bringing the shoulder forward. So I'm going to take the right hand behind my back. And take my left hand on my thigh a little bit here, and then pull that right shoulder back. And we're going to lean over into that left side, and then come back up. So keep your toes reaching up strongly toward your shin. Don't let your foot relax here. So we're coming over and up. And let's do 2 more of these. Good, and you're breathing, and on this last one, when you come over, you're going to stay here, and then you're going to take your right arm, if you can, sweep it up, and bring it down. Now, up for you might be right here, and if that's where it is for you, that's where you go, right? So you don't have to bring the arm way up overhead. You can, if you want, bring the arm way up overhead. So you want to find a place that's a challenge for you, but not a place that creates pain. And you're breathing, and how about just 1 more time? Good. And then slowly come back up. Good. Let's take that left foot now, and we're going to point the toes, right? So again, some people, the toes are not going to make it to the floor. Some people, the toes will get on the floor and the heel lifts up. So there's lots of different ways this can happen. We're going to keep the right hand on the chair, and this time we're going to balance on that right sitting bone, right? So the right sitting bone is the one that's connected to the bent knee, right? So we're going to lean into that right side, and as you do, you're going to start to feel where that tipping point is. You're going to lift up your left leg and then slowly come back down, right? 3 more of those, breathing in and breathing out. So you don't have to inhale at any particular time. You don't have to exhale at any particular time. The thing I didn't say on the other side, and I should have, is that your right foot should stay on the floor. So the whole foot is suction cupped to the floor. Don't let it come up. So 2 more times, you guys. We're coming over and back. Good. And over. And can you hang here for a breath? Can you hang here for 1 breath? And then slowly come back. So we're asking a lot of the hips right now. All right, let's bend that knee. Let's bring that foot in. Scoot to the center of your chair. Take a moment, maybe close your eyes and just kind of feel right side, left side. Let your eyes open. We're going to take the right ankle, cross it over the left thigh. Now, your big ankle bone here on the outside, you want to keep that big ankle bone to the inside of your leg. So if you're crossed here, if you're crossed below the knee, you're just going to make sure you keep that ankle bone on the inside as well. So what happens is the outside of your foot, this part of your foot, is what's making the most contact with your leg. Now, if your foot is totally relaxed, your foot, it's going to do this. Can you all see that? That's a lot of strain on the tendons out here in the foot. So I want you to activate that foot so you're pushing into your leg, and you're also pushing the big toe knuckle, the ball of your foot, you're pushing it out to the left. So that foot is super active. Does that make sense? Okay, so you got that really active foot, and now what you're going to do is sit up nice and tall and think about shifting your rib cage forward. Okay, so it's not a bend forward like this. I'm going to take my rib cage and I'm going to shift my rib cage forward. Okay, I'll turn to the side so you can see what I mean. So this is a bending forward. So you can see my back rounding. Instead of that, I'm going to take my rib cage and I'm going to shift the whole rib cage forward, so there's almost a little bit of an arch in the back, right? So that's what we want to do. Let's give that a try. Let's just kind of shift it forward and back a couple of times. If it's helpful and you can have your hands on the sides of your rib cage, try it that way, because it really does changes the perception of things if you're able to do that. If not, just keep your hands here. Watch your neck that it doesn't get overly involved in this by getting tense. And then the next time that you're forward with your rib cage, I'm going to have you hold here. So you're in this sort of diagonal position, and it's maybe a slight diagonal position. And at the same time you're here, think about lengthening from your tailbone through the crown of your head. So you're forward with your rib cage and you're getting really long. And push into your left foot. So your left foot is flat on the floor and you're pushing into that left foot. And you're breathing, and your mind is not quite sure what we're doing, but you're doing it. And then come all the way back up. Okay, don't uncross your leg quite yet. So what we're going to do now, instead of just uncrossing the leg, we're going to be really mindful about this. Take your hands behind your thigh. You're going to take your knee up toward your chin. Hold that leg up. Now, if this is where you are, if that's the range that you've got, that's what you're going to do. If you can come up a little higher, do that. If you can reach the front of your shin and do it that way, or maybe one hand on the knee, one hand on the shin. For anybody who can go to the foot, go ahead and go to the foot, but you want to keep that knee not out to the side like that. You want to keep the knee straight up. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep that foot active so it's working. Doesn't matter if you're here or if you're here. right? Good. Toes are up, yep. And then slowly lower that all the way down. Ooh-wee. Take a moment just to appreciate the difference. Right side, left side. And then we're going to cross the left on top of the right. So again, just for that instruction. So the big ankle bone is on the inside of your leg, not, in other words, this is the ankle bone on the outside of my leg. So I don't want that. I want that ankle bone on the inside of the leg, so it's this part of the outside of the foot that is really resting. And it could be resting down here on your shin, you know, if that's where you're at. But you're going to have that part of your foot resting there. Toes are reaching toward your shin, and the big toe knuckle is pressing toward the right. So what I sometimes see is this, right, where the foot, the sole of the foot is reaching up. I want the sole of the foot reaching toward that right side as best you can, so you're really activating that foot. You're sitting up nice and tall, you're breathing in and breathing out, and we're almost done, you guys. Yeah, we're going to take the rib cage, and we're just going to slide the rib cage forward and then come back. So again, if it's helpful, useful, if you can, have your hands on your ribs and just try and push the rib cage forward. It just has such a different feel than this, right? I'm really working, not just the hip, I am working everything in the back right now, down into the top of the hip bones. And the next time that you come forward, you're going to hold here and breathe, right? So whether you have your hands here or here, it doesn't matter. So you've got the rib cage shifted forward, and now think about your tailbone way down there and the crown of your head, and you're trying to get as long as you possibly can. So I'll just kind of go sideways here. So I'm here with my shift, and then I'm trying to get as long from my tailbone to the crown of my head as I can. So there's a ton going on right now. And then we're going to shift back. Good. We're going to take that left leg now, hold behind the thigh. You're going to bring that knee up as close to the chin as you can. If this is where you are, that's great. If this is where you are, that's also great. You can hold on to the back of your leg. You could grab your shin if that works for you. If that hurts your knee at all, please don't do that. You're going to keep your hand back here because we don't want pain in the knee. Okay? If you can get down here to your foot, your ankle, wherever you can get to, that's great. If you can be here, that's great too. Let's take 3 breaths here, 3 of my breaths. There's 1. And 2. And 3. And release that leg. Let the foot come down to the floor. Close your eyes. Take a couple of breaths in and out. And just notice your hips, your legs, your feet, your shoulders, your arms, your hands. Notice the way air is moving in and out of your body. And take a quick moment here just to notice your mind, notice your thoughts. So where has your mind been for this last hour? Did you wander away, or were you actually here? Quite often when we do these kinds of movements, especially the complex ones, it's really interesting to the mind, so we're not thinking of anything else, and that's partly why our time goes so quickly. It's because we're really focused on what we're doing. We give the mind a break from all of its wandering. So when we're bored or not engaged, the mind likes to go to the past and revisit that, or go to the future and try and predict that. So giving the mind something to anchor itself in the present moment, whether that's physical movement or breathing or some kind of meditation if that's what you like to do, or prayer if that's what you choose to do. Those are things that help anchor the mind in the present moment. Take in a nice deep breath and let it out with a sigh. Let your eyes gently open. And thank you, everybody, for being here. I missed you all last week. Yeah, so glad to be back with everybody today. Enjoy the rest of this gorgeous day. You're welcome. Thank you. You too.